And you were just talking, Caribe, about two people already pleading guilty and basically turning state's evidence, right? And you were not surprised by that at all in this case.
No. In federal prosecutions, it's typically, the government will come and say, hey, you're looking at life in prison for this offense. The only way that you're going to avoid that is to cooperate. The indication, based on some of the news reporting, some of the information I read online, is that one of the doctors that was providing this kind of unregulated access to ketamine is cooperating, and he entered a plea deal pretty quickly.
Right. And so it comes down to which one of you is going to turn first, because we're going to offer a deal to one of you, right? And probably they look at who they think is the worst actor here. I mean, in terms of, yes?
And they did the assessment, no doubt. There was one doctor that, there were text messages where he essentially, paraphrasing, was saying, hey, how much money can we get from this moron?
Right.
Which is just horrible.
Right.
And so, what's interesting in this situation, though, is that the charges that you're seeing aren't like, the charges related to the actual death. We're talking about distribution of ketamine.
Right.
And so that's the underlying federal offenses here.
And then even like his live-in assistant, right, is charged with that. I guess we've seen this in the past where a celebrity will die from an overdose and they go back and find the dealers, right?
Absolutely. It is, you're seeing more of it in state and federal levels where they're actually going after the dealers when, they're causing the death of another person. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. There's no question that they've been looking at this. This is an organized effort to distribute this drug. They took advantage, unfortunately, of Mr. Perry and they believe caused his death.
Who had addiction problems throughout his entire life. All right, let's talk quickly about this Walt Disney case. This is, to me, it makes no sense at all. So a man and his wife go to Disney World. They eat at a restaurant. They ask, hey, are there any allergens in this food? They say, no, this is an allergen-free meal, but it wasn't. The wife ended up dying from her severe allergies. The man goes to sue Disney for it, and apparently because he clicked on one of those agreements that we all click on every day to get on anything, right? It says in there they have to arbitrate. He cannot sue because he got Disney Plus a couple of years ago. Is this going to stand up?
It's not. This is incredible. I mean, this is the kind of stuff, lawyers already are getting bad raps. This is the kind of stuff that you really question who at Disney, and did Disney really know that they were making this kind of argument? And so it's a kind of case where, is there an expectation that a person, when they click and say sign up for the 7-day free trial offer, that you're going to be precluded from ever bringing any kind of lawsuit against Disney or its affiliates? And
I can't believe that's in one of those things. Seriously, how many of those have you clicked on? I've probably clicked on 100 of them in my life, at least.
I'm going to go back and watch now.
You're going to read them?
I guess you have to now. And the argument here is that, for the husband, again, this is tragic. For the husband is that there's no expectation that they understood that this is what they were bargaining away. And so I expect that this is going to get played out of court, that ultimately Disney's going to look at this and say, we got to do the right thing. We've got to do the right thing.
No, and that makes sense too. But from a PR standpoint, they're just getting clobbered today on this.
Horrible. I would expect by the end of the week, by Friday, we're going to hear that Disney has steered this a different direction.
Great having you in today. Thank you for talking about all these cases.